Cheers everybody, welcome back to another beer review, and in this one we're off to Northern Monk. Say no more. But you're thinking, well, why did you buy it? Why have you bothered buying Northern Monk? You know, given the slating you have been giving them lately. It's well deserved, I'll be honest. And to be honest, the last Northern Monk beer I did, I thought after that, well, I'm not going to touch them for a long while. But doing this channel and doing what I do on this channel, you can't really ignore them in a way. And this stood out on a shelf, and I thought, well, if they can't get this beer right, God help them. So we've got a Northern Monk, and it is a can of Great Northern Bitter, clocking in at 4.5% ABV. There's the back, which I shall read to you. It says, only the best. Hallmark of the North and amber best bitter, sup up and enjoy. Craft brewed with northern pride for rich malty flavours, always fresh from the north. Best served as cold as the north. So that's what we got there. And have you noticed about this one, there's no picture of a trendy bearded worker on here, like they do with a lot of their labels. They'll stick some poor soul who works for them on the back of a label, telling everybody what his name is and something completely useless about what they do. But on this one, they haven't. So that could be a telling sign of it's going to be that bad. We don't want to put anybody's name on, but I don't know. Anyway, the brew sheet. So I've gone on Northern Monk website, and basically it says exactly the same. It says on the can, but I clicked on to the brew sheet, and all they've put is water, malted barley, hops, yeast. So in the past, with a lot of their shite, they always made an effort to put what hops are in and everything. So let's crack it open, shall we? You can tell, must we tell, by my voice is that, you know, it smells malty. It smells okay. Okay. I think for me, if they can't get this right, then they can't just brew a traditional bitter, then they're not really worth bothering about. They're not really worth bothering with if they can't get this beer right. And I suppose that's what propelled me to pick one up, is if they can't get this right, well, there's no hope for them. No hope for them whatsoever. So stick that there. Be in a glass. Yeah. There's for me, a bitter should be slightly more dark. Now, I'm being picky now. To me, a bitter should be slightly more darker for me than that, bordering slightly more chestnutty. That is bordering towards amber than chestnutty brown for me. So for me, it's a little bit light in colour for a bitter. That's my opinion. Frothy white head, medium flow of carbonation. Let's get a whiff. Yeah, malty, nutty, smells rich. It smells okay. It smells okay, so I'm going to go in. Cheers, everybody. Well, at least they can do something right. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I'll go in again. Front end malty, quite lively in the mouth. You pick up a hint of walnut for me. Nice steady bitterness on the back end. Um, on the back end, a slight metallicness, not much. A lingering bitterness. Going again. Nice biscuity flavour as well to it. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Sometimes, when you look at these craft breweries and they put all these fancy things up on their beers and, you know, and some of these styles that they do is kind of like divisive in a way, because what some people portray as or think as, which is a really good beer, is another person's Marmite, if you know what I mean. So coming back to this, so you're going back to basics. You're going back to the basic styles of beer, and producing a beer like this, it just reminds you that sometimes this is the style of beer that really people only want. Not the fancy stuff they tend to do, which divides opinion, and it does divide opinion, because some of it, in my opinion, has been absolute swill, and some of it, it's been more it's been more swill than anything decent for me. Um, so to go back to basics and to brew a basic traditional beer is basically, it's basically the future for them. I hate to say it, it is, because if you experiment with different, if they go too experimental, I just think it doesn't work. I think at the end of the day, all people want is a basic style and a tasty beer, and no bullshit or garbage connected to it, as opposed to all these adjuncts they use and everything. And just strip it back and do a basic traditional beer. And this one is great. It's good. It's good. That's all what people want. So I recommend it. So give it a go. Cheers. I waffled on a bit, and I bib bib.